Acest program poate fi vizionat de copii în vârstă de până la 12 ani, numai cu acordul sau împreună cu părinții ori familia. Genul programului documentar.
Hello, I'm John Lithgow. Welcome to American cinema. What do the directors of Star Wars and Goodfellas have in common? They both went to film school. Yet when the filmmakers of this generation graduated in the 60s, they had no plans to work for the studios. In fact, if Hollywood was on their minds at all, it was as an example of what they wanted to do differently. The first feature of a filmmaker from USC named George Lucas had a title that read like a license plate, THX 1138. A film with striking imagery, it perplexed studio executives. He later made Star Wars. The first feature of a filmmaker from NYU named Martin Scorsese was picked up by an independent distributor who changed its title and put it in some local theaters. It didn't last long. He later made Goodfellas. Steven Spielberg, Francis Ford Coppola, Brian De Palma, though their early work was not mainstream Hollywood, their later work would ultimately represent what Hollywood did best, with works like E.T., The Godfather, and The Untouchables, blockbusters. We're going to look at a band of filmmakers who thought they could change the world, and they did. The film school generation.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Episode 4, A New Hope. It is the end of the 60s, the beginning of a new decade. Hollywood and the old studio system is floundering, out of touch with the audiences who turn Easy Rider into a runaway surprise hit. Over the next few years, a generation of young directors, sometimes called the movie brats, will come to power. They include Francis Coppola, George Lucas, Martin Scorsese, Brian De Palma, and Steven Spielberg. And they will make some of the most successful films of all time. They will create the phenomenon of the blockbuster movie.
Buddy, look, the lady obviously doesn't want to have to...
Look, Creep, you want a knuckle sandwich?
In the beginning, however, only two things distinguish them from old Hollywood. They have beards, and they almost all went to film school.
I never went to film school. But when I went to Royce Hall one day to see a film festival of combined UCLA and USC student films, that's when I first saw George Lucas's work, THX 1138, the short.